Stop spending money that you don't have on things that you don't need. I feel like at this point I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to continue to say it until maybe it gets through some of your guys' heads. I've cut back on eating out a lot because for whatever reason, that price is astronomical. You can't go out to lunch without dropping at least $40, and dinner for me and my girlfriend is usually around $100. I'm not telling you not to treat yourself. I'm not telling you not to enjoy the little things in life. Whether you're cooking meals at home or meal prepping for lunch for the week, every dollar saved for a rainy day is a good day. And quite literally, it feels like rainy days are happening every day. Even with my 9 to 5 that's stable, I get paid well, and I'm also frugal, it still feels like it isn't enough. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Maybe you've looked around town and have seen restaurants empty, and that is the case for a lot of these businesses. Not only do these restaurants have much more costs and expenses, but they're also passing those expenses down to the consumer, which in turn the customers are not really happy about. Now, if you see a lot of the added gratuity, service charges, surcharges, or even additional credit card fees, these are all additional fees and charges passed to the consumers. Now, of course, you're also going to see menu price increases, and it's been pretty crazy. I've watched some of my local restaurants increase their prices every single month, which now they are empty because people can no longer afford to eat out. And it's something that a lot of people like to do. Of course, cooking at home is going to be the best financially, but sometimes it's good to get out of the house, enjoy the moment, spend some time with your loved ones or families or friends. But now people cannot do that. They have to stay inside, stay indoors, and cook 24/7. And it's also very sad for these businesses, these small mom and pop local restaurants. They're going out of business because no one is going to their restaurants because they can't price their food any lower because otherwise they would just be eating up the costs. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Take a look at the rest of these clips.
I don't know if it's me or what, but there's no way that every time I leave to go get some food for lunch, it's like $15. I don't know if it's because I'm not eating at McDonald's or Taco Bell or whatever, but these prices is getting outrageous. Like, I'm one person. I should be at least $6. Like $6. Not 15, not 12, not 20. Why is and then the crazy thing about it is, like, I went and got me some quesadillas. And why am I spending $12 and it ain't even got no drink? It ain't even no drink. It ain't even no side. Like, what is going on? So am I going crazy?
So you walk into a restaurant and you see a few or a bunch of empty tables, and yet the host tells you that there's still a wait. It feels a little ridiculous, right? Here's what's actually happening, and I promise it's not a power move. I worked in New York City restaurants for over a decade, in every kind of restaurant, from chain to 3 Michelin star, so I kind of know what's going on. Most restaurants don't seat every table the moment it becomes available. It's not about the physical space, it's about what can the kitchen and the staff handle right now. If the host seats too many tables at once, especially in a particular section, that server gets slammed, they're probably putting in a bunch of orders at once, then the kitchen gets overwhelmed and probably backed up, and then you end up waiting longer for drinks, food, everything, and so does everyone else. It's a domino effect. So when you hear it'll be 20 minutes and you see that half the room is empty, I promise no one is trying to punish you or turn you away. It's about protecting your experience and the staff's capacity and their sanity.
I have a question for all the people who think that fast food in 2025 is just way too expensive now, that it's just insanely priced and it's not worth it anymore and you're better off going down to a sit-down restaurant. How do all of you reconcile the fact that you all begged for these companies to pay their employees more money over the last 10 years? You told them to take one of their biggest input costs and increase it overnight by what, 40, 50, even 100% in some places? I know most of you who asked for this don't understand how businesses actually work because you've never operated one, but when you ask a business to increase one of their largest input costs, for them to still make money, you know, the point of a business existing, they're going to have to raise the price of whatever it is they're selling to continue making money. How can any of you in your right mind complain about the prices now when you all beg them, again, to pay their employees more money? There are only two possible options when it comes to fast food. The first one is the old way. You pay everyone that works there minimum wage, and because it's minimum wage, it's mostly high schoolers, so they don't really care. They're just happy to have a job. And then you have cheap fast food. Or you have number two, which is what we have now. You beg to pay all of these people way more money. Therefore, you have to increase the prices of whatever it is that's being sold, the food. So you can blame yourselves for this one. It's your fault.
Just in case you guys thought I was joking, there's nobody in the line.
So what exactly does that mean? That means that the prices are so high that in order to feed a family at Chick-fil-A, it's going to cost you about $40, $50. It's not just Chick-fil-A though. I went to McDonald's the other day and I got a meal which normally costs around $6 or $7 in the morning, breakfast meal, right? Do you know I paid $13 for a egg McMuffin, sausage egg McMuffin, and a hash brown? Now imagine taking your entire family. Imagine if I was taking my entire family. That would have been a $50 or $60 trip to McDonald's. Something's happening, guys. And if you're not paying attention, this is getting ready to get rough. Very rough. Deuces.
If I ever became president, the first mandate I would make is that no sandwich could cost over $10 because I saw a tweet about it and it's so true because why are some single sandwiches over $20? Like, I kid you not, I've been to so many restaurants and places where a grilled cheese is $11. In what world is a grilled cheese where it's literally just bread and cheese? How does that run me $11? And don't even get me started on like an actual sandwich that has like meat and toppings because that's at least $13, like $19. And then plus you add on if you want to get a side or if you want to get a drink, it runs you like almost $30 for a meal at a restaurant, which should not be worth that much. And it's really with just like all food in general, especially like restaurant food, because it's gotten so expensive and I'm tired of hearing, oh, dude, it's inflation. Oh, it's this. No, y'all are just greedy, all right? Corporations, you just care about money. Like, damn. Because you cannot justify to me how it is acceptable to make a meal with a sandwich, a side, and a drink $25. You just cannot tell me that's justifiable in any way. And if I somehow became in power, bro, that's the first thing I'm getting rid of, right? Because that really does piss me off, especially if you go to like one of those like modern restaurants where like the sides itself are like $8, a sandwich is like $20, and the drink is like $5. You are running so much money out of just a worthless meal. That is not, oh my God, it makes me so mad.
Have y'all noticed that when you go inside of a restaurant now, like fast food, anything, it's always empty, deserted? Like, no one comes in anymore. But I only came in because I just ordered some wings, and you know, you gotta get the wings right after grease, so I will wait. I repeat, I will wait on some hot, good wings. Take your time, baby, because I will wait. Alrighty. Also, I'm at KFC, in case you didn't notice. Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know the rest of it. Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, it's new hot, well, they not new, they've been out for a while. Hot and spicy wings. And I also taste the wedges. Oh my God, it was so good. They were good as always. Alright guys, bye.
Why do you pay so much for chicken wings nowadays? Do you remember the days back in the day, 25-cent wing night? We used to go to the bar and get a dozen wings, 25 cents each. When nowadays, when you go to a wing place or a chicken place, you're paying $17, $18 for a dozen wings. Well, we're gonna break it down because it's Food Cost Friday. So let's break it down. You're getting already broken down chicken party wings for about $2.13 a pound. Usually you get about 10 wings per pound, so you're looking at about 21 cents per wing raw. You're gonna add in 13 cents for buffalo sauce because you're just coating the wings, so it's probably about 1 ounce. And then you got fryer oil, but fryer oil is extended to other things. We're only gonna say about 5 cents per wing on the high side. Could be less. for a grand total of 37 to 40 cents per wing. We'll call it 40 cents because we'll go to the high side. And sometimes you're gonna have more intricate sauces that have more things in them. People are doing some fancy shit with wings nowadays. So that means the cost of those $17 to $18 wings for the restaurant is $5 just for food costs. So they're making a killing, right? No. Back in the day when there were 25-cent wings, wings were a side hustle. Nowadays, you have total business models built around wings. Buffalo Wild Wings. There's local wing places everywhere around here, and they're all charging high-end prices because they have to make up the majority of their utilities, their labor, their insurance, their marketing, all that stuff in that item because that's the item that sells the most. So they have to mark it up in order to keep their doors open, keep their lights on, and make a profit. Also, side note, all you people that complain when you get small wings, the small ones are the ones that haven't been injected with all kinds of stuff. The big jumbo wings, you don't want to know what happened to those chickens. I wouldn't eat those. So I hope that helps you understand why you're getting it up the keister when you order wings nowadays. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And as always, I love you guys. Some wings.